Hello, everybody. I'm your friendly neighborhood techno wizard. I don't know if friendly neighborhood is a patented saying, but I'm not going to do it. Hey, I'd like to announce we don't have any sponsors for the show, and I will never shill for anybody. However, I could use a cold, refreshing beverage, so I'm going to pop open this wonderful bubbly. And like I said, I will never have a wallet that works, but I will never bow to corporate sponsors. Yeah, if I had them as a corporate sponsor, that would be bloody brilliant. Now, I will always give you my honest opinion on things. If you watch the GW rant one, yeah, I'm a big believer in freedom of speech. And I'm also a big believer in I can go shop someplace else, jackass. And I've done that before. All right, so what we're going to get into today is picking an alignment. Now, I'm going to skip over determining psionics and picking an OCZ. I'll get into them later. I will probably have a whole couple of episodes on... I'll do the determining psionics, and then I'll go through all the psionic abilities. And then I will probably have an episode of, this is how you pick an OCC. Ooh, I want to be that. This is how you pick an RCC. That looks cool. And this is how you pick your skills. I want to be able to make toast. Cooking. I'll do a whole video on that, and excuse the sarcasm. Alright, so picking alignment. And I've heard people talk, I don't want an alignment because it'll confine my character. Don't look at it that way. Look at it as defining him. Or her, or it, because some species actually have 3 in the game, which is kind of fun. Hi, what are you? It. I'm not going to say anything at this point. You actually have some species in this thing that have known, which is kind of weird because they look oddly feminine. Anyway, with that being said, this is how you pick an alignment. It defines your character. It helps guide them. It doesn't constrain them, because if you are a character of this alignment, this is your ethos. This is the bedrock of your personality. I'm going to go over them here real quick. Yeah, real quick's never real quick. All right, let's start off. No neutral alignments. I agree with this. Pick a damn side. Make a damn decision. You're going to have to pick, I had one friend of mine, this guy he wants to be middle of the road and balance, as he called it. I don't think it's balance, by the way. I just think it's being friggin' punk. But that's me. He did the KOTOR quest, Knights of the Old Republic, where he managed to make his character right in the middle gray. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I have to be good. I cannot let the children die so that I live. I'm a Navy vet. Sorry. I'm going to rush into the burning building while you're running out. That's my nature. Ask my wife. She would, look at me and go, yeah, he's in. Okay, cool. His life insurance is all paid up. Yep. Okay, honey, go. New car. Anyway, pick a damn alignment, and this can actually help a player, to be honest, because it will give them a set of kind of standards to live up to. And another thing, alignments in groups should all be kind of on one side or the other. Now, I've never had a campaign where I had guys be all evil. I just, not in my brain pan to go do. I don't like doing that. I don't like evil characters. Unfortunately, I see myself as a good person. I try to be good. I try to help those around me. I do think that sometimes my version of helping and somebody else's version of helping are 2 different things. I'm more of a foot up your kind of person than okay, give you money. I'm not going to do that. But, that being said, here's where we go. We got principled, good alignments. Principled and scrupulous. There's 2 of these. Principled, knight in shining armor. Knight in shining armor. Lazy movie. Luke Skywalker had an unflackable sense of what was right and what was wrong. Kind of got twisted there a little bit. But there's characters... Mace Windu had a real good sense of right and wrong, I think. A little too stickers, but knight in shining armor kind of character, the noble guy who will jump into the fray no matter what. He will always defend the weak. He will stand there at the This is the guy at the dying of the world would stand in front of hell itself and go, okay, you got to get through me. And if the devil himself squashed him, he'd be fine with that because he did his job. It's his moral code. He would stand there in the breach no matter what. Not going to leave. Not going to back down. Good guy. Trying to figure out a really good representation of this guy in a film. You got Optimus Prime. That's right. Optimus Prime. That's him. Well, okay, good Optimus Prime. They have screwed him up from time to time and made him really shitty. But this is Optimus Prime. A good character. A person who is bent on the... He would sacrifice himself in a heartbeat for others. He is a nobilistic character. That's what this is. This is Optimus Prime's kind of character. If you're that kind of character, you want to play that kind of character, you're principled. Next one down, Scrupulous. Scrupulous is Rat Trap. Let's see, other characters. Mel from Firefly. What was that other one I had? John McClane. Actually, I think John McClane would actually almost be more of a principled person. He's willing to do whatever it takes to do the right thing. Save his wife, save people. And, you know, like I said, I've always said, it's not Christmas at my house until Hans Gruber's been tossed off the roof. Because that's when we put the ornaments on the tree, kids. Alright, so Scrupulous is more like Mel. He's willing to skirt the law, want to work outside the law, wants to work in the law when he can. Mel may actually be a bit more unprincipled, which is the next down alignment on the scale. But I do think that this person is a moral character. They do have very strong ethics, but they don't like the constraints of these are, Texans. We don't like the constraints of law or government too much. They want to be a free spirit. They'll only lie to evil people. They don't want to torture, that kind of thing. Scriptures values their life and their freedom. That's it. Above all else, they care about their friends. They care about being right and doing good. That's them. Like I said, I think that's Mel. I also think... I'm trying to figure out another one. Not Bumblebee. Bumblebee was moral. He was principled. I don't know. Anyway, on with the next one. Next ones are the selfish alignments. Again, there's no such thing as neutral. Pick a side, damn it. Unprincipled. Actually, no, wait. I got a great one. Let me go back up here real quick. Scrupulous. Han Solo in Episode 6. He was finally a good character. He was a good person. We're still wanting to skirt the law because he was a rebel, but a good person. Unprincipled. This is him basically in Episode 3 when yes, Han fired first. He shot Guido under the table. Good for him, but that's more of a he's unprincipled at that point. See, during the series, Han Solo basically goes from unprincipled to scrupulous, which is a major leap. But that's what the character is. The character's willing to skirt the law, kind of take dirty money, he has no problem working with crime lords, as long as he just doesn't get he doesn't have to do the bad things. It is a person who is consummately the rogue, like I said, Han Solo, Jane. I'm trying to figure out somebody else from a different series. Starbuck would be very unprincipled. From Battlestar Galactica. Trying to remember one thing here. Trying to think. In this one, unprincipled character would be... I don't have anybody from Lord of the Rings, I don't think. But, that being said, unprincipled, careless rogue kind of thing. Never betray a friend, but yeah, would kind of stick you into the, not for myself. Sorry, guys, cops are about to show up. I'm gone. Not use tortureless absolute. That's kind of one of the defining factors there, I guess. Like I said, the other guys wouldn't. He might, if the guy says, I've hit a bomb, and, wait, what was that one character? Batman. I don't think Batman's unprincipled, though. I just don't. Batman's highly principled. But he does hit the Joker. That's the thing. And I always like the Batman. The Joker's entirely something. He's diabolical, crazy ass. Or is he aberrant? I don't know. It's kind of a hard call to make. But, unprincipled, careless rogue, never blatantly break the law to achieve his goals, usually good intentioned kind of person. Anarchistic. Okay, other side of that coin. Jackass. Self-indulgent in everything. He's the insurgent, con artist, gambler, freebooter. This is the guy, by the way, if you're playing a campaign, these are what you usually make kind of the NPCs a lot of the time that are out for themselves. They will betray you, they'll lie to you, seldom kill for pleasure. They're not necessarily evil, but they're not necessarily good either. They're just there. They sort of exist in the world. They'll take dirty money, seldom kill for pleasure. Yeah, killing for pleasure is kind of a really bad one. You got to be some level of evil for that. Keeps his word, but only as long as it suits him. It's like this is like the classic snitch on the road. This is when the mafia takes out. By the way, I'm going to use a lot of Cheetown references here in a few minutes, but this is basically your punk thug, your generic kind of person. They're not necessarily evil, but they are out for themselves, and they don't care about you because they're never going to see you again, or they don't think they're ever going to see you again. They're just trying to get their way through. And like Rip, a lot of people in the burbs of Cheetown are this way. They're not necessarily evil, but the reason they'll turn you in is because it'll get them enough food to eat for another week. I'd say bad soul. No, you guys wouldn't end up so. But punk thugs, gang leaders, gang members, that kind of stuff is anarchistic, because anarchistic lends itself to them not really having a sense of morals or goals, and they'll most likely run when you start to win. Like in the middle of the battle, you light off a rocket and take out the big guy. Oh crap! They all start running because they're out for themselves. They're not out for the group. They're not out for anything else. All right, now we're going to go down to evil alignments. Evil alignments are evil. There is good and evil. Evil is evil. Aberrant is a unique form of evil, I think, though. This is the one, I always refer to this one as the mafia one. Where the mafia, oh, you won't behave in our business, we won't do business with you. Yeah. Oh, this is my friend. He is now your friend. He will go with you on this to make sure that our interests are, that kind of thing. They're the mafia. You can trust them. They'll keep their word, but they'll keep their word. They, in this one it describes as, no honor amongst thieves is false. These guys are the honor amongst thieves, like I said. The Chicago Mafia, or in my case, I usually use the Cheetown Mafia like this. Whenever I play the game and my guys encounter the Cheetown Mafia, or the Chicago Network as it's called, I will have a lot of fun playing up the, you will pay us protection money. Now, see, here's the funny thing. An aberrant gang leader, if he told you you were going to pay him protection money, he would get protection money out of you. But then again, he'd actually provide protection. He would live up to his end. You will give us this. We will make sure you are not harassed by anybody else. You will be one of our companies. Okay. Somebody came over and screwed with you, you'd go tell, sir, Mr. Gambini, I'm doing my business, and these punks walk in and they tell me that I now owe them money and you money. I do not know what to do, sir. He goes, oh, take the cannoli, leave the gun to us. And then then he would send his men over to beat the living crap out of whoever that was that threatened his interests. You can also play these guys as corporate executives. They work within the law evil lawyers work great with this one because they'll always use the law. No, you were found in possession of a firearm. Even though you were defending yourself and 5 small children from a giant monster, you were within the city limits about 3 feet over, and you were in possession of a laser rifle. That, in our code of systems, states that you should be thrown in jail. And your gun should be taken and all your assets seized. All right, move to strike the court. Now, he's using the law. You were defending people, but he's using the law to tighten the screws on you. Bad lawyer, mafia guys, those kind of characters work really. Corporate CEOs also work really. Like if you've got just a corporate CEO, he might be aberrant. At least you can trust his word. He wants to produce a good product. But yeah, is he above having his boys take you out back and beating a couple teeth out of you? No. in his run, there's here we go down. This is also the anti-hero. Now, here's the problem: if you have a bunch of good characters, an aberrant character might fit in barely. This is Riddick. This is, I don't think it's Visca from. No, this is like Visca from Firefly. You know, they take you into the room and he goes, "This man lied to me. He betrayed a trust." And then, like, the guy's like tortured to death and like bleeding, and he's like, "Yes. So now we have an understanding. If you lie to me, do I need to say more?" Like, that kind of thing where they, if you screw with me, I cut you up into small pieces. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, the anti-hero kind of thing, and I do think they can work out in a campaign with good characters, but they have to be played just right. And here's the funny thing I always find out. Aberrant evil characters, if they change alignment, they don't go like to anarchistic. They don't go to unprincipled. They don't even go to scrupulous. If their character has some momentous event, they switch to principle. They make this giant leap because all of their structures around being honorable and keeping your word, if they flip a couple of switches in their head, like their character, like you can have a character have a huge coming to an understanding kind of thing, and he'll flip and he'll say, "Hey, I want to change my character alignment." And you say, "To what? Anarchistic?" No, that doesn't happen. You're not just going to become less. You don't have that level of an honor code, and all of a sudden lose it. It would take a lot. But as I always found, the aberrant character won't just flip to like unprincipled. He'll flip to full-on principled all of a sudden. It'll be like the golden moment. They describe it here. Always on word of honor, see? Never torture for pleasure, but we'll use extreme measures to do that. That's kind of thing. Never kill an innocent. Protected children. See, these guys have a level of honor code. Now all we gotta do is flip a couple things here, and they're break the law without hesitation. Yeah, rarely attempt to work within the law. Yep. Have no use for law or bureaucracy. Okay, well, a lawyer might. But respecting our self-disciplined and the concept of law and order. Okay, works with others to attain goals. I think the aberrant character falls into like the mob boss, or just yeah, because you couldn't be diabolical and run a business. I'm going to kill everyone. No, you could run an empire that way. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are plenty of. And I'll go into leaders later, but this is like I said. This is the mafia. It's a great way of saying it. They have an honor code. You can deal with them. You can deal with them respectfully, but you better have respect for them, or they take your knees out. Miscreant. That's the next one on the list. Miscreant is self-serving little maniacal. This is the guy who will sell you out for a candy bar. Self-serving, evil, lies indiscriminately. Literally, this is how I'm trying to remember. There's several characters in like literature that do this, where it's they just lie for their own ends. Politicians. They have no qualms about harming innocent people. This is like if you have a gang of like anarchistic characters, they might not be really bad guys. This is the miscreant. This is the gang that takes pleasure in torturing people and beating people up. And miscreant characters are great like thugs for mafia. They're just a step below average. Well, they're really below average, but they're evil. They're both evil, but this one is they're self-serving, and the quote-unquote mafia, the aberrant character, just lets them know, okay, your best interest and my best interest are to you to do what I tell you to do, and I'll give you money. Or however their working arrangement works. But they make great bad guys. Usually, yeah, I have a bunch of punk thugs be these miscreant alignment. That way, I don't really have to explain much of what they do. They're that way. They have no problems torturing somebody. They have no problems. They want money. Authority doesnn't want me. They'll betray a friend. Everyone in that room will betray a friend in a heartbeat. This is like the guy the cops get into the room, and he goes, "I saw them all do it, officer. That wasn't me. I was in the corner. I was in the corner reading my church book. I was rolling band-aids for Bosnian refugees, but everybody else in the room was packing cocaine packets." And they will sell everybody out in a heartbeat, and they were self-serving. So of course they were in the corner rolling band-aids for Bosnian refugees. By the way, if you don't know that reference, you're not as old as I am. It's what several people claim to be doing, so they were good people. Yeah. But that's that kind of thing. Is like they're totally self-serving, and they will lie about themselves to build themselves up, and they will throw you under the bus in a heartbeat. Self-serving jackasses. That's the best you can do with these things. All right, now we're going to go to Diabolical. Okay, Diabolical is demons, devils, monsters, things that they don't care if they eat you. They're out for their own ends. They want power. Yeah, these make it really. If you're playing a Cheatown campaign with the Cheatown Network or the Cheatown Network, Chicago Mafia, whatever you want to call them, these guys work out great as an insurgent bad guy. Like, how do I phrase this? You have your aberrant gang, or your aberrant mafia boss, or your aberrant boss, whatever. He does his work. This is like one of his lieutenants. He knows he's got a dog on a leash. But it's his dog on his leash. And that character's Diabolical. This is the guy that, what was it? Untouchables. This is the guy in the white hat with the gun. He would do anything for the mob. He killed, torture, murder, anything. No compunctions about it. Didn't care about dirty money. Betray everybody without hesitation. But he's kind of kept in line by the sheer factor of he gets money and the boss got him. It's in his best interest. You have other characters like this, like Diabolical would be, geez, list any number of bad guys. Saruman. Like Aberrant would be certain. If you watch Firefly, there's a central officer they come in contact with. Now that guy's probably on the Aberrant level, but he's twisting the law and he's part of a bad organization. He may see himself as good, but Diabolical is the Reavers. The people, like evil scientists, make diabolical characters because they're willing to torture something to get what they want. They're willing to torture animals, experiment on people, that kind of thing. This person has no moral compunctions about anything. They are all out for themselves, but they're smart enough to work within a group. And will only work with other evil alignment people. It's one of those things. Dr. Branford in Lone Star is a prime example of this. He has a bunch of evil people around him, and anybody who he likes, it didn't work for him, he put a tracking device in their head and a bomb in them. If they leave, you just click and boom, and they're dead. These things are... These are your classic bad guys. Wicked Witch of the West. I don't know. Anyway, that is alignments. Now, here's the thing. I would love to see in the comment section any other characters you have and what alignments you think they are. I would love to see a lot of discussion on that because it's kind of cool to see where people think, like, where do you think Han Solo flies in this? Where do you think Mel lines up in this? Where do you think, I don't know, Ripley from Aliens, Hicks from Aliens? Sorry, I got an Aliens game. I'm kind of stuck here. Any other movie? Like, where's Frodo on this? Is Frodo principled? He seems to be that way. Sam, scrupulous. Gollum, where's he? Is he probably miscreant or is he something else? But anyway, in the comment section, I'd love to see a good, healthy discussion on where you see characters. Like, where do you see Optimus Prime? Do you see him as scrupulous or principled? Where is Megatron? I'm kind of going to go towards Diabolical, but somebody may have a different point. So, like I said, like, subscribe, comment in the comments section, and get the word out about the channel. Let's see if we can get more guys into riffs. So, like I said, I know Chad the Man, and I'll see you in the Megaverse.